Airbnb has 8.3 million listings around the world. They own 0 of them. They've served 1.5 billion cumulative guests. They employ no hosts. And last year, this company that owns no properties and rents no rooms brought in over $12 billion in revenue. So how does a company that owns nothing quietly take home billions from vacations it doesn't host? The version of that answer you've probably heard, they charge a small fee on each booking, is technically true. But in 2025, Airbnb rewrote how those fees work. Almost nobody outside the industry noticed, and the change quietly turned an already good business into a much better one. For most of Airbnb's existence, the fee structure worked like a standard marketplace. A host lists a property, a guest books it. Both sides pay Airbnb a fee. Hosts paid around 3% of the booking, guests paid around 14%. Between them, roughly 15 to 17% of every transaction flowed to Airbnb. That was already an excellent business. Airbnb's gross booking value, the total dollars flowing through the platform, hit nearly $100 billion in 2025. Of that, Airbnb kept $12 billion as revenue. Not bad for a company that never had to build a room, but between August and December of 2025, Airbnb changed the game. Here's the trick. Airbnb quietly consolidated the split fees. As of December 2025, most hosts around the world pay a single flat fee of 15.5% on every booking. And most guests, they pay 0 booking fee at all. If that sounds like a win for guests, look closer. The 14% guest fee didn't disappear. It got quietly moved onto the host's side of the transaction. The host's take-home went from roughly 97% of the listed rate to 84.5%. The guest sees a lower headline price at checkout, which drives more bookings, which means more 15.5% cuts for Airbnb. Airbnb framed this as a UX improvement. Simpler pricing. Less sticker shock. What it actually was, though, is one of the biggest quiet margin expansions in the recent history of internet marketplaces. Hosts are absorbing a larger share of the fee. Guests are booking more because prices look better. Airbnb wins on both sides of the same transaction. Now the obvious question: why don't hosts just leave? Because Airbnb built a moat that hosts personally paid for, over years, one booking at a time. Every 5-star review on an Airbnb listing is locked to Airbnb. A host who has spent 5 years building an 80 review, 4.9-star profile can't just switch to Vrbo or Booking.com and take the reputation with them. Their business isn't the property, it's the trust score, and Airbnb owns the trust score. Then there's the network effect on the guest side. Airbnb has 6 million active hosts and has served 1.5 billion cumulative guests. When a traveler searches for a place to stay, Airbnb has the most listings, which is why guests start there. When a host lists a property, Airbnb has the most guests, which is why hosts list there. Each side reinforces the other, and the gap between Airbnb and every competitor gets wider every year. The proof of this moat is on Airbnb's own income statement. In 2025, Airbnb spent $1.9 billion on marketing. Their major competitor Booking Holdings spent $5.7 billion. Expedia spent $4.1 billion. Same industry, roughly 1/3 the marketing budget, because Airbnb doesn't need to advertise as hard when 38% of their traffic types Airbnb.com directly into the browser. That's what a network effect looks like on a P&L, and it's why hosts stay even when the fee structure quietly gets worse. Where else are they going to go? So when people see Airbnb and think hotel alternative, they're missing what actually happens. Airbnb isn't a hotel company or a travel company. It's a network effect toll booth. They own no rooms and manage no properties, but every transaction on the platform sends 15.5 cents on every dollar to headquarters. The listings are the property, the reviews are the moat, and the cleaner price guests saw at checkout in 2025. Hosts are paying for it. They just don't see how. If you want to see how other companies pull off similarly clever models, hit subscribe.